Well, good afternoon. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays coming to you live this afternoon. That is 4:20 in the afternoon. We're going to continue in our playing of the Dumpster Fire Invitational. Well, now that I know that I'm live, we're going to continue in the playing of the Dumpster Fire Invitational. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays. We are in the final four of this Dumpster Fire Invitational, and let's take a look in game at what we got going on this afternoon. We've got 4 teams left in this 16-team invitational of the bottom 16 teams in the league in 1979 in the Major League Baseball season. Our final four has the New York Mets facing off against the Minnesota Twins, and then the Seattle Mariners facing off against the San Francisco Giants. These are going to be a best-of-7 series. So buckle up, strap it on. We're going to play each one out. Maybe play 2 a day. Today we'll probably only play 1 and play 1 tomorrow, as I'm going to sprinkle some basketball in my game playing as well. But today we're going to go with the matchup between the New York Mets and the Minnesota Twins. Let's go ahead and jump into that game. Check one thing on my settings. There we go. I wanted to turn the game sound back because it can get a bit overwhelming. Add our lineups in. And I hope that is not too loud. I've turned it back, but it still seems to be pretty loud. You got the facing off the New York Mets against the Minnesota Twins. Pitching for each team: Craig Swan and Jerry Koosman. For the Mets, leading off in center field, Lee Mazzilli. Batting in the second spot and playing shortstop, Tim Foley. Batting third in left field, Steve Henderson. Batting fourth and playing first base, Willie Montanez. Batting fifth, catcher, John Stearns. Batting sixth and playing third base, Richie Hebner. In right field and batting in the seventh spot, Joel Youngblood. And in the eighth spot, playing second base, Doug Flynn. And batting in ninth, the pitcher, Craig Swan. And remember, for this tournament, there is no DH, so each team's pitcher will be swinging the bat. Let's go ahead and get into the game. We are in Minnesota for this game, as Lee Mazzilli will lead off. Jerry Koosman pitching for the Minnesota Twins. On the season, he pitched 261 and 2/3 innings with a 3.38 ERA and a 20-13 win-loss record. So he pitched well. Coming to the plate for the Mets, Lee Mazzilli. Mazzilli on the season batted .303 with 15 home runs. For our tournament, he's batting .273 with 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Koosman. Hit sharply to first. Jackson up with it. He laid down a bunt. I got to wait for the description before I start spitting things out. He lays down the bunt. We're going to be checking against Ron Jackson's rating, and he's safe. He lays down a drag bunt single, so Mazzilli is safe on first with a leadoff bunt. So Mazzilli on first. Tim Foley comes to the plate. Foley, for this tournament, is batting .242 with 3 RBIs. And interesting enough, all 3 of those RBIs are on home runs hit by Tim Foley. Here's the pitch from Kuzman. Mazzilli on first. It's hit to second. We'll get the force out at second. They get Mazzilli at second. Foley's safely on first with the fielder's choice.
1 out, man on first.
So 1 out, 1 on, and Steve Henderson to the plate. Henderson for this tournament is batting .345 with 4 RBIs and 3 home runs. Here's the pitch to Henderson. It's a line drive toward the gap in the outfield. Landreau is on his bicycle. He's trying to get to it. He's racing toward it. He does not get to it, as it will be a double into left field, moving Foley all the way over to third. So the 1 out, we have runners on second and third.
1 out, men on second and third.
That'll bring Willie Montanez to the plate with runners in scoring position. I think we'll bring the corners in as Montanez is going to try the squeeze.
He's going to lay down a bunt.
Try for the lead runner. And here we go. And he is safe. The roll of 1 or 2, and he's safe. Anything above 2, and he would have been out, and we roll the 2. So they get the runner. He lays down a good squeeze bunt, and the Mets now lead 1-0.
1 out, men on first and third.
Now runners on the corners for John Stearns. Stearns batting .200 during this tournament. Here's the pitch. It's a single to left field. It'll score Henderson and move Montanez over to third. Again, we have runners on the corners. 2 runs already across.
1 out, men on first and third.
As Richie Hebner comes to the plate. Hebner batting .304 during this tournament. Here's the pitch. He lines it to second base. Leaping grab by Randall. 2 outs.
Men on first and third.
We still have runners on the corners with Joel Youngblood coming to the plate. Here's the pitch to Youngblood, batting .222 with 1 RBI. Here is the pitch. It's a line drive single to Norwood, but there will also be an error check on Norwood. And he makes the play, prevents any runners getting any further, but another run comes across. And now we have a 3-0 game here in the top of the first.
Men on first and second.
As the Mets are swinging the bat well. Kuzman toes the rubber as Doug Flynn steps in. Here's the pitch to Flynn. And he flies out to center field to end the top of the first.
4 hits and 2 left on.
But not after 4 hits and 3 runs come across. 2 left on as we go to the bottom of the first. Craig Swan pitching for the Mets. Swan on the season pitched 251 in the third innings with a 3.29 ERA and a 14 win, 13 loss record. Coming to the plate for the Minnesota Twins, Bob Randall, who's batting .500 during this tournament. 2 hits on 4 at-bats. So he's not played much, but he's starting today as Swan toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. And it's an infield single by Randall as he beats it out.
No outs, man on first.
So runner on first, no outs. Swan. And there's a balk on Swan. Swan made a move and didn't complete it. And with the balk, he moves Randall over to second. So we have a runner in scoring position already and no outs.
Man on second.
And John Castino to the plate. Castino batting .414. In 29 at-bats, he's had 12 hits with 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Hit to Montanez, excuse me. He steps on first. He gets the out at first, but Randall moves over to third.
1 out, man on third.
As he has no play at third. So Randall is 90 feet from home plate with Roy Smalley coming to the plate. Smalley in this tournament is batting .346 with 4 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Smalley. Flies out to right field, but deep enough to score Randall. So our score now is 3-1, New York Mets.
2 outs, base is empty.
We now have 2 outs, no one on, and Ron Jackson stepping to the plate. Jackson batting .357 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs during this tournament. Here's the pitch from Swan to Jackson. And it's a fly ball popped up to third base. Richie Hebner under it
None left on.
for the 3rd out. But there was 1 hit and a run to come across. Run left on the bat. Run come across and 1 left on. Excuse me. Got tongue-tied there for a second.
Top of the second.
We go to the second with New York up 3-1. And the pitcher Swan coming to the plate. Kuzman toes the rubber. Delivers to his counterpart. And he strikes him out. I want to do something. I left myself out in an odd spot over here. There we go. Now let's get back into the game. Swan to the plate. And he strikes him out.
1 out, base is empty.
That will bring Lee Mazzilli back to the plate. He laid down a bunt for a single his first time up. Here is the pitch. It's hit to second. Possible error on Randall. And he makes a great play, fielding the ball and tossing over to first. Jackson tagging the bag for out number 2.
2 outs, base is empty.
That brings Tim Foley to the plate. Foley 0 for 1 for the afternoon. Here's the pitch from Kuzman. It'll be ballpark effect. And here is the result. It's a deep fly into left. Landros settles underneath it for out number 3.
The inning's over.
3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second. with Dave Edwards coming to the plate. Edwards has only had 2 plate appearances during this tournament. 1 for 2. Here's the pitch to Edwards. Oh, it's 6s all the way across. It could be trouble as Edwards, he got all of that one. It's over the outfield wall for a home run, leadoff home run by Edwards here in the bottom of the second.
No outs, bases empty.
And our game is now 3-2. Mets still leading, but Willie Norwood stepping to the plate after that leadoff home run by Dave Edwards. Craig Swan looks to get his composure back, takes a deep breath, toes the rubber, delivers to Norwood. Rare play check. And we have a foul territory check. It is a foul ball. They could not get to it for the out, so
No outs, bases empty.
Norwood will step back in. And here's the pitch from Swan. And he strikes him out as Stearns tosses the ball back to Swan. Norwood takes the walk of shame.
1 out, bases empty.
And that'll bring Ken Landreau to the plate. Landreau, during this tournament, is batting .367 with double-digit RBIs. He's driven in 10 runs. Swinging the bat well. Here's the pitch to Landreau. Hit 2-2. Error check on Flynn. And he makes the play easily. Flips it over to Montanez
2 outs.
for out number 2. Brings Butch Weiniger to the plate. Weiniger batting .211. Here is the pitch. And he gives Weiniger a free pass as he's standing on first. Kuzman steps to the plate.
2 outs, men on first.
Kuzman, not accustomed to swinging the bat. We'll see what kind of adventure this is as he steps in. Swan delivers to his counterpart. He pops it up to third for the third out of the inning.
1 hit and 1 left on.
But one did come across on the home run by Edwards. 1 left on. Our game now 3-2 Mets. Top of the third as Steve Henderson comes to the plate. He doubled his first time up. Here's the pitch from Kuzman. He lines out to second as Randall stabs it out of the air for out number 1.
1 out, bases empty.
That'll bring Montanez to the plate. Montanez laid down a squeeze bunt his first time up for the RBI. This time he'll swing away as Kuzman delivers the pitch. He hits a deep fly to Landreau in left field, but he plays it easily for out number 2.
Bases empty.
That'll bring John Stearns to the plate. John Stearns singled his first plate appearance, driving in an RBI. Here's the pitch. Grounded to short. Over to first for the 6-3 put out. 3 up, 3 down as we go to the bottom of the third. Bob Randall, the leadoff hitter, back to the plate. Randall singled his first time up. Swan with the pitch. And he singles to left field. Randall 2 for 2 for the day.
2 outs, men on first.
As Castino steps to the plate. Grounded out to first, his first time up. Here's the pitch from Swan to Castino. He lines out to third. Randall with just a couple steps off first, gets back safely, 1 out.
1 out, man on first.
That'll bring Roy Smalley to the plate. He flew out to right field, but sacrifice fly gets him that 1 RBI as he steps into the batter's box. Swan with his delivery. And he hits it sharply, but lines out to Flynn at second
2 outs.
for out number 2. Hitting the ball hard, but right at the infielders. Ron Jackson steps in. He popped up to third, his first time up. Swan toes the rubber. Jackson digs in. Here's the pitch. Rare play event, check. And it will be. Batter strikes out and is ejected. Jackson takes a called strike 3 and is ejected from the game for protesting with the home plate umpire. So Ron Jackson is out of this game, or after arguing balls and strikes with the umpire.
Top of the 4th.
Well, that's not good for me or him. I got to find somebody to play first base. First base. Danny Goodwin will come in to play first. Richie Hebner steps to the plate for the Mets, lined out to second his first time up. Here's the pitch from Koosman. It's a single into left field as it drops in front of Ken Landreau.
No outs, man on first.
That will bring Joel Youngblood to the plate. He singled his first plate appearance as Hebner's on first. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. Here's a roll on the base action chart. The pitch in the dirt is blocked. The runner will not advance. As Weininger made a good play behind the plate to keep the ball from getting to the backstop. Hebner takes a short lead on first. Here's the pitch from Koosman. It's a line drive single into center field. Possible error on Edwards. It's very likely it is an error that'll move Hebner over to third and Youngblood to second. Koosman is now temporarily on his B grades.
No outs, men on second and third.
So he's in a tight spot here in the top of the 4th. No outs. Doug Flynn to the plate. Can Koosman get himself out of this situation as he brings a pitch? It's a fly out to left field. Landreau with it. The lead runner is gunned down at home plate. But will Youngblood try to advance? He does, as Landreau guns down Hebner at home. Youngblood moves to third, but man, that really helps out Jerry Koosman, as now it's 2 outs with a man in scoring position. But he's got the pitcher coming to the plate. And that play by Landreau probably saved his bacon. And he strikes out Swan. As Koosman will go back to his A grades, getting himself out of that dangerous situation here in the top of the 4th. No runs coming across.
Bottom of the fourth.
As we go to the bottom of the fourth, Dave Edwards steps back in for the Twins. Edwards homered his last plate appearance. Here's the pitch from Swan. Hit to Montanez. Fields it. Steps on first with the three unassisted, excuse me. Willie Norwood steps in. He struck out his first time up as Swan delivers. He strikes him out again as Norwood takes the walk of shame, hanging his head to the dugout.
2 outs, base is empty.
2 outs. Ken Landreau steps back up. Here's the pitch to Landreau. It's grounded back to Swan, over to first for the 1-3 put out. 3 up, 3 down, and we go to the fifth. With Lee Mazzilli, the leadoff hitter, back up for the Mets as Koosman sets to deliver. Mazzilli digs in, and here's the pitch. Line out to left field as Ken Landreau takes a few steps over for out number 1. Tim Foley coming to the plate. Foley's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Here's the pitch to Foley. It's hit to second. Possible error check on Randall. And it is an error. It was not an error, excuse me. 2 outs now. Got a little text there and it kind of distracted me. My apologies. As Koosman toes the rubber, Henderson digs in. Here's the pitch to Henderson. It's a ground out to third. Castino up with it over to first for the 5-3 put out. Hey, bud. Butch Weiniger steps to the plate. He walked his first plate appearance as Craig Swan toes the rubber. Here's the delivery. And he strikes out Weiniger. That'll bring Koosman back up to take another hack at it. He popped up to third his first time up. Again, he looks awkward with the bat on his shoulder, but here is the pitch. Again, it's a pop-up, this time second base for out number 2.
2 outs, base is empty.
As the top of the lineup comes back up, Randall steps to the plate. 2 for 2 for today with 2 singles. Swinging the bat well, seems to read Swan well. Will Swan pitch him a little bit differently this time? Here's the pitch. And he pops it up to second base for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down. As we go to the 6th with our score, New York 3, Minnesota 2. As Willie Montanez steps in for the Mets. Here's the pitch to Montanez. This ball hit to second. Up to first. So Randall over to Goodwin for the 4-3 put out for out number 1. I'll bring John Stearns to the plate. Stearns is 1 for 2 today with a single. Here's the pitch from Koosman. And he gives Stearns the free pass as he walks down to first.
1 out, man on first.
So Stearns safely on first with the walk as Richie Hebner steps in. Hebner singled it his last time up. Here is the pitch from Koosman. It's hit sharply to first. And it's off of Danny Goodwin's glove. He hit a screamer that Goodwin could not get his glove under. So we have runners on first and second.
Men on first and second.
With one out, and Joel Youngblood to the plate. Youngblood's 2 for 2 for today with an RBI. Here's the delivery to Youngblood. It's hit to second, to first, double play to end the inning, and that kills any rally going there in the top of the sixth. That was a rally-killing double play.
Bottom of the sixth.
As we go to the bottom of the sixth, with the Mets still up 3-2, and John Costino stepping to the plate. 0 for 2 for today, but he's batting .387 for this tournament. Can he get the bat swinging today? Here's the pitch from Swan. He grounds it to third to Hebner. Over to first with a 5-3 put out, and he is out.
One out, bases empty.
That'll bring Roy Smalley to the plate. Smalley 0 for 2 for today as Craig Swan goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. A dribbler in front to the catcher. Steps up to first for out number 2. The 2-3 put out. That'll bring Danny Goodwin to the plate. Goodwin 1 for 1. Here's the pitch to Goodwin. And he strikes him out as Goodwin takes the walk of shame.
Top of the seventh.
As we go to the top of the seventh, Doug Flynn stepping in. Flynn hitless so far today as Kuzman toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. And this is going to be a looping drive to right field. It's going to be a range check on Norwood. And he will not get to it as it drops in front of Norwood for a single. Flynn leads off with a single. That'll bring Craig Swan to the plate. Going to bring the corners in as Swan will look to lay down the bunt.
He's going to lay down a bunt.
Lead runner is out, so he did not get the job done with the fielder's choice as his bunt was too hard, and they scored it easily as he grounded it to first. And Flynn was out at second.
One out, men on first.
So Swan's on first with one out, and Lee Mazzilli coming to the plate. Ball's hit to third. Possible error on Costino. And it is an error as Costino boots it.
One out, men on first and second.
So Mazzilli reaches first on the E5 as Tim Foley now steps to the batter's box. Kuzman, with a look of disdain at his third baseman, takes a deep sigh, toes the rubber, delivers the pitch. It's an infield single as the bases are now loaded as they could not get Foley at first. So the bases are full as Henderson steps in. But there's a possible pickoff from Kuzman, and he is safe. No, he's picked off. Lead runner is picked off. He picked off Swan at third.
2 outs, men on
What a
first.
dumb blunder running the bases. Here's the pitch. And he walks Henderson and loads the bases once again. Kuzman's still on the mound. Montanez steps in. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball to second. Over to first. To get out of the inning, no runs coming across. Bad base running scuttled any hopes for the Mets in the top of the 7th. As Take Me Out to the Ball Games plays, we go to the bottom of the 7th with David Edwards stepping into the batter's box. Craig Swan still on the mound for the Mets. Pitch to Edwards is hit well, but the shortstop Foley with a leaping grab to rob him of the hit. 1 up, 1 down. As Willie Norwood steps into the plate, he's struck out both plate appearances today. Here's the pitch from Swan. And he has an infield single as he hit a slow roller that he beat out to first. 1 out, 1 on. As Ken Landreau steps up. The pitch is in the dirt, but it is blocked. No one advances as Stearns makes a good play behind the plate to keep it from getting to the backstop, holding Norwood on first. Ken Landreau digs in. Pitch from Swan. It's a fly out to center field. Mazzilli under it for out number 2 for the F8 put out. Norwood still on first. He's going to be going on contact. Butch Weiniger steps in. Here's the pitch. It's a fly out to center field to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Well, actually, Norwood did make it down on the infield single, so it was 4 up, 3 down. As we go to the top of the 8th, the Mets still up 3-2. Get ready to sneeze. Excuse me. John Stearns stepping to the plate. He singled his first plate appearance, but has been hitless since. He was walked his last time. Here's the pitch from Kuzman. And it's a deep fly into left. Landreau back pedals a few steps, takes the fly for out number 1. They'll bring Richie Hebner to the plate. Hebner's 2 for 3 for the day with 2 singles. Here's the pitch to Hebner. And hits another fly ball into left field. Landreau squeezes it for out number 2. That'll bring Joel Youngblood to the plate. Last time up, he grounded into a double play, but he is 2 for 3 for today. As Kuzman toes the rubber and brings the pitch. It's a pop-up to second base. 3 up, 3 down. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. And Kuzman will not be swinging the bat. As we'll bring in the pinch hitter for Kuzman. We'll bring in Rob Wilfong to pinch hit. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball. And it will be a single to right field that drops in front of Youngblood. Good leadoff hit by Wilfong.
Man on first.
Did his job with the pinch hitting. That'll bring Randall to the plate. Rare play event check in the rare play book. And it is fouled up. It is a foul out to the catcher as he pops it up behind the plate.
1 out, man on first.
Stearns quickly off with his mask for the first out as Wilfong takes a short lead off second. The pitch to Castino is a comebacker to the pitcher, who throws to second for the force out. But will they get the double play? And it is a double play
No runs.
to end the
None
eighth,
left on.
with the Mets still up 3-2.
Top of the ninth.
As we go to the ninth, the Twins will have to bring in a new pitcher, and it will be Mike Marshall stepping to the mound for the Twins as Doug Flynn steps in. Flynn, his last time up, singled. Here's the pitch to Flynn. And he'll single to center field as it drops in front of Edwards. It's a leadoff single from Flynn. So now Swan will step in, and his day is over as well, as Ed Cranepool will come in to swing the bat. Here's the pitch from Marshall. It's Flynn on first. It's hit to Castino on third. Over to second to first for the double play.
Third double play of the game.
With a 5-4-3 double play.
2 outs, base is empty.
And that clears the base pass for Lee Mazzilli. It's Marshall looking to bear down on Mazzilli. Here's the pitch. And he strikes him out. So we go to the bottom of the ninth,
1 hit and none left on.
with the Mets up 3-2.
Bottom of the ninth.
We will need someone to close this out. Ed Glenn will come in for the Mets. Roy Smalley stepping in. Here's the pitch to Smalley. And he strikes him out as Smalley takes that walk of shame back to the dugout.
1 out, base is empty.
That'll bring Danny Goodwin to the plate. Goodwin struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch to Goodwin. It's a deep fly ball to left field. Steve Henderson settles underneath it for out number 2. And we're 1 out away from a 1-0 series lead for the Mets. As Dave Edwards steps in. He homered his first time up. Can he do it again? As the pitch is delivered. It's a looping drive to left field. Can Henderson get to it? He cannot. It's a single to left field as Edwards is now safely on first.
Man on first.
That'll bring Willie Norwood up. Norwood's 1 for 3 today with a single and 2 strikeouts as Ed Glenn stares down Norwood. Here is the pitch. All right, we got a ballpark effect. It's a single or a home run. Oh, there's only one chance for a home run, but there will be a hit, and it is a home run. Check. Oh boy, is this going to be a walk-off? It is. It's over the outfield wall. Oh, not yet. We got to check on Glenn's control. It is. It is a walk-off home run for the Minnesota Twins as they win this game on a walk-off home run by Willie Norwood.
Replay Radio signing off.
And that is our game. What a ending to this game as Willie Norwood took that one deep and gone for a 4-3 Minnesota Twins win with a walk-off. As Marshall takes the win and Glenn takes the loss. What a game, folks. What an end to this game. Tight all the way through. And then we see the walk-off. Take a quick look at our box score. Willie Norwood with a 2-out RBI to win the game with the home run, base clearing home run. Norwood gets the MVP nod for the game, as he should. And that is game number 1. We're going to go ahead and autoplay this one. Tomorrow we will pick up game number 2 between Seattle and San Francisco. But let's see how this one plays out on the autoplay. And Seattle takes the first one in that set. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the recap of the day, the replay daily. And it's no wonder Willie Norwood will get the play of the day. The play of the day took place in the game between New York and Minnesota at Metropolitan. I can spit that one out. Stadium on Tuesday. Bottom of the 9th. Minnesota batting man on first. 2 outs, trailing 3-2. Willie Norwood hits a game-winning 2-run home run. And that was the game of the day as well, as the Twins come back and win it 4-3 with the walk-off home run by Norwood. Well, that is our game for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. It was a fun one to see how that one played out. Have a great afternoon. Soli Deo Gloria.